Hello, welcome back to the channel and another E36 video. Today we're getting this thing back up and running. We've got our budget M52 turbo motor in there, RP studs, head gasket, fresh motor, and all of our turbo stuff going back on the sides. As you can see, the inlet manifold is now back on, injectors are back in, coils are back in. I've gone over all the wiring, tidied a bunch of stuff up. Doesn't really look like it. It's really hard to get E36 engine bays looking tidy without basically a full wiring overhaul. But I'm pretty happy with it so far. So now all the fun parts we get to do. First things first, we're going to chuck in a metal water pump. See here, we've already undone this one. It's just 4 bolts, but then look, there's this little magic thing that you can do where you put, can you please focus? Where you put the 10mm in backwards here and it press fits it out. If it's difficult to get out, it makes life so easy. But see this? That's plastic. Bad. Okay. Metal. Good. That's going in the hole. Slip it in. I don't know if no, that's not. Is that right? Yeah, there we go. Slip it in, bolt it up, and then also the pulley that I took off is smashed. It's been like that for ages, so yeah, that's Mike Lake for you. So we're gonna put a different pulley on. That's not smashed. Real simple. But I thought I'd do that before we did anything else. And then we're going to put the front on the car and start putting everything back together. Boom! Cool, so everything's in and we've actually started it off camera because the camera was charging. This is a big issue. I'm going to show you guys and you kind of can see it for yourself. So that's not good. That is blow by and that is compression passing the rings into the sump. But the engine's sat since 2019 because he kept it as a spare. So we're going to pull the coil packs out and we're going to pull the spark plugs out and compression test the engine and figure out where we're losing the compression and where it's going past the rings. And then what I'm thinking is the rings have gotten stuck on the piston over the time that it's sat, and it's not, the rings basically, they stick in the little gaps in the piston and then they haven't freed themselves up. Oh, they haven't, it's because it's kind of, they sit a while, they get stuck there. That's the only thing I can think of. If the engine was sweet when it came out, there's no reason why it shouldn't be sweet now. It's definitely not head gasket or anything like that, because the only way that you can get compression like that into your crankcase is definitely via the compression going past pistons. So, next up we are going to compression test the motor, which is going to be fun. But, what's a YouTube video without some drama, eh? That's right. Oh, thank gosh we have beer. Cylinder 1, let's go! There is literally compression, like just from cranking, pumping out there. That's cylinder 1 is 150. Alright, we're going to move on to the next one. Cylinder 2. Yep. We found our problem cylinder. Is it? 50. Cylinder 3. Yep. Sweet. Cylinder 3, 150, just over. Sweet, so that's good. Continuing on. Cylinder 4. Yep. Yeah, that's 50 something. So this is the reason I think that it's stuck ring lands. Yeah. This makes me feel more confident because it's still pumping out there as well, so there's another cylinder down. It makes me think, because it's sat for so long, they're stuck. Yeah. So I'll just look it up quickly and see what we have to do to hopefully release them. But to have so many cylinders this low, you would know this engine was absolutely cactus. Cylinder number 5. Yep. See, that's beautiful again. Alright, last one, cylinder 6. Yep. So cylinder 6 has 160 psi. So it's the best one down the back. Yeet. Shout out cylinder 6. So cylinder 2 and cylinder 4, not so good. So, So I'm going to Google quickly.
Drown them in thin oil.
I'm going to Google real quick and see what we have to do to get these rings to release, if that's in fact the case. Alright, so, yep, comp test doesn't look very good, which is a little bit frightening. But what I have done is cylinder 2 and 4, we've put WD-40 and some oil down the bores, and we're going to leave it overnight, come back tomorrow, put everything back together, and see if it is stuck ringlands and if they kind of get released or not, and if not, then it just means that the piston rings are absolutely toast in this engine. Insert Fast and the Furious quote here.
Now me and the mad scientist got to rip apart the block and replace the piston rings you fried.
And then I don't really know what we'll do after that, so I'll see you guys in the morning for the result. Cars. Good morning, it's now the next day. I'm here, and I've just had a look down the bores, and I'll show you guys if we can get a good shot of it. But the bores are now empty of the oil that I poured down, which means that the oil has gone past the rings and down into the sump. So I did a bit of research last night when I got home and just had a look up. There's a lot of people that have this issue with a bunch of different motors, right? When they leave them sitting for a while, you know, the rings get gunked up. So hopefully, fingers crossed, that's what it is. But basically what people do is exactly what I did. You can put brake fluid down the cylinder, you can put ATF, oil, whatever, and leave it overnight or 24 hours or whatever, and let it soak. Put it all back together and run it. But then what they're saying as well is take it out, run it up to temperature outside, and actually drive it, and drive it pretty hard to see if you can reseat those rings. So that's what we're going to do. We've got nothing to lose. If the engine's cactus, it's cactus, and we're going to have to figure out some other solution. But for now, let's throw everything back together, let's drive it outside, and let's see if we can't get these rings to seat properly and get our compression back in cylinders 2 and 4. I really hope this works out, because I don't know if I have it in me at the moment to swap out another engine and build another motor, so fingers crossed. It's going to be really smoky, starting it up with all the oil and the bores and stuff. Interesting. Doesn't sound like it really likes to start super well as well. Well, car's outside. It kind of made it outside, and then it just stopped running. Look guys, unfortunately, I'm going to call it with this motor. It's no good. For whatever reason, 50 psi in cylinder number 2 and cylinder number 4. The thing's cactus. I'm not even going to waste my time trying to diagnose anything more. Double check the timing. That's all good. Nothing wrong with anything. So we've got to assume that the rings are just gone on this thing, which is a real bummer, both for my bank account and for my spirit. I've taken a moment to throw a massive tantrum, get really annoyed, as you do when this stuff happens, and now I'm back on board, and I'm not ending this video until we have a working motor in that car. So what we're going to do is we have this block here, did a bit of research quickly, and we're going to helicoil this thing because this block's perfect. I know there's zero blow by, the piston rings are fantastic in it. It went awesome, it just pulled the head studs, right? So we've got our helicoil kit here, we're going to drill it out, and we're going to put these helicoils into the threads, and I'm going to pull the motor out of the car, and we're going to swap everything onto this motor, which is the motor that everything was just on. So, but at least we have an opportunity right now to clean everything down as well, water blast it, make it all clean. And I guess one of the benefits, or one of the good things, if we can be an optimist from this whole situation, is we do have a nice fresh head on the cactus motor that's going to go on this motor, so that's a positive that we can take away. I know that you guys are probably sick of seeing motors being swapped into this E36, and so am I. We need something that's going to work and going to work well. Unfortunately, I'm searching, but I can't find a cast iron block at this stage, So we're gonna have to run with what we've got. Apparently when you do these inserts, they're actually stronger by quite a bit than obviously the stock threads. So, you know, here we go again. Hopefully we don't have any issues and it works well and we're good to go. But just get into it. Let's get it done. Come on guys, positive energy. Alright, so we're gonna have a crack at doing this. I've already done a couple and man, these helicoils are freaking awesome. Just a bit of info as well. These are just Tool Pro helicoils. Well, I guess helicoils are a brand, so these are just Tool Pro thread repair kits. I had to buy 2 because I'm gonna do every single one on this block, and they come with 13. Well, they come with 26 per thread size, and that equates to, because I'm doubling them up on top of each other, there's 14 here, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 that we need to do, and we can only do 13 with one kit. So I bought 2 kits, but these kits are $60 each, hella cheap, and I didn't realize how freaking easy and awesome these are. So here's one of the holes with the helicoil inserted. You can see a couple of them are done here. Really simple to do. Basically, we're going to run through in a second, but this is fantastic, and it's much stronger than your stock threads, which is awesome because it obviously covers a much wider base with the new thread put in. So time certs are always recommended. Time cert is basically these, but these are little like spring threads, whereas a time cert is actually a solid cylinder. But the helicoils are known to hold no worries, basically. Lots of people have used them before. You just have to make sure you put them in right. So all we're using here is a hand drill. You can use obviously like a big drill press to make sure you get it perfectly straight, but the thing is, as long as you don't push hard with the drill, it'll pull itself in straight anyway because these holes are already all dead straight. So you just let it do its thing. Just sit it in there and it'll pull itself. I had no worries so far. I've already tested them out. With these being at an angle, it's super easy, alright? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna drill our hole, but I'm gonna sit you guys over here because I actually use the vacuum cleaner at the same time, and I vacuum while I drill it so that I don't get any shards into these holes here. You can also tape them off, but I find vacuuming has done just the same thing. So I'll put you guys down here, and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna drill this out. Next thing we're gonna do is we get a tap that comes with it. This is again super easy. You just place it in, and again you let it pull itself in, alright? You're not pushing on it. You just want it to pull itself perfectly straight. So alright, next up we grab our tool and we grab our new threads that are going into the block, and basically they have this little like tang thing, and that's what the tool grabs onto and twists it in. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. Again, I'll sit you guys down and you can watch the process. It's pretty freaking cool. Thread is now in the block. Super tidy, right? And then last but not least, we get this other tool right here, and you literally just hit that in, tap it, and it hits those tangs out, and then I just suck them out with the vacuum cleaner, and it's all done. So that's really it. Very simple. So I'm going to go ahead and complete it on the rest of the block, and then that's our block threaded and ready for its new head and head studs and head gasket. Not bad. Holy shit. This has been a freaking marathon of a day. I haven't filmed much because you guys don't need to see me doing the same thing again that I already did. It's the same day, right now. And this is the situation we're at. Engine's out. Again. So today, we figured out it was bung, pulled it out, engine's here. New engine's good to go. And by new, I mean engine that we already had in previously, but pulled head studs out of. All helicoiled, fresh, good to go. Clean. Cleaned it all up off camera. This thing had zero blow by. I know this engine's good because I frickin', you know, came forth in competition with it. So, good. Other engine. Pulled the head off it. So it's out, pulled the head off, literally just been absolutely powering through this, and thank God I've done it a million times because I'm quite quick at it now. But engine's out, absolutely nothing wrong with this head gasket whatsoever. There was no signs of anything being wrong. Definitely something to do with whatever's going on in here. Likely to be piston rings. So where we're at, time to pull the cams out of this, make sure everything's all good in there, and then this head is going on this motor straight away with a fresh head gasket, ARP studs in, cams back in, put it all back together, transition everything from this motor onto that motor, and going back in the car. But right now I'm just absolutely cooked, so I'm gonna go get some sleep, and then I'm gonna come back and do this all again, which is very exciting. But I'm actually okay with this. I've made my peace because this engine just goes so good that we're putting back in. At the end of this, it's gonna be happy days. So just gotta keep positive and look forward. Yeah, I promise you we're gonna stop the E36 content and start doing some 280 content soon, because I've got stuff ready to go for it. But it's just been this thing's been a bit more of a nightmare than I expected it to be, so gotta get that done. Okay, I know I said I was going home to bed, but I got on a roll and got carried away, and the head's on and it's all torqued up, so the helicoils have worked so far, which is pretty gnarly and rad. But now I really am going home to bed. It's after midnight, so the things we do for cars, man. See you in the morning. You. Oh hey, it's the day after yesterday, and look at this. The whole engine is now complete together. The head torqued down perfectly with the helicoils, no issue whatsoever. I torqued it to 65 foot-pounds. We'll see how it goes. I'm only running 10 pounds a boost. Fresh head gasket. Everything's back on, and pretty much going to slip the gearbox on, and I'm ready to put the engine in the car, which is nuts. I'm getting really good and really fast at this, but it timed up perfectly. Very happy with everything. So hopefully this is the unicorn engine. Oh, and one thing, by the way, I decided to pull the water pump out of this one and put the metal one in like I did to the last engine, and look at that. It is missing a blade, and it's also smashed, like cracked. That's exactly how it was when I pulled it out, so this is why you always check your plastic water pumps and swap them out for metal ones. Whew. Right team, here we go. Engine's going in the car. I cannot tell you how freaking tired I am, especially because I literally have had to do this all by myself for the last 2 days, so it's all fun and games, man. This is it, so let's do it, man. Stay motivated, push hard. Boom! Engine's in. Look at that. One-man band. In under 24 hours, we had an engine that was 50 psi on 2 cylinders. Helicoiled our engine, swapped everything over, and chucked it in. Pretty fantastic result, but we're not done yet. We're coming back tomorrow. We're going to start this frickin' motor. I'm doing it for you guys. I'm doing it for me, because we do not give up. Giving up is not what we do. This thing is going to be a mint motor. I can feel it in my loins, in my plums. It's going to be awesome. It's going to go well, so I'm pumped. I'll see you guys in the morning. We're going to complete this mission. Hell yeah. Hey, day 3 or 4 or 5. I don't know. But hey, look at this. Front's on the car and things are on the car, and Dan's going to turn the car over. Oh, actually, I need to plug the ECU in, Dan, so that's not going to work. Okay, that's in. Turn the power on, Dan. Let's make sure it makes all the right noises. Yep, that made the right noises. Alright, start it. I'm scared. Yep. So it turns out I had the fuel rails around the wrong way, the fuel lines. Even after all of these years building these motors, I still make rookie mistakes like that, so that's fantastic. We haven't actually started it, but we're about to. Hopefully, maybe. I think everything's okay. Give her a go. Forgot to do that oil line up.
Go.
Yep. No blow-by, 0 blow-by. That is how an engine should look. Not even a frickin' wisp. I love this motor. I should have just helicoiled this motor from the frickin' beginning, man. That's good.
It works.
Yes! That's frickin' sick, dude. Happy? Yay, high fives for the camera. Oh my god, so after lots of insane work, many grueling hours, lots of podcasts, a couple of bumps and bruises, we have come to the end of this video and the success of this video, because that's the noise you can hear and that's the car running beautifully. Look at that. Still a bunch of stuff I need to button up, obviously with the wiring and stuff like that, but she's absolutely purring now. Drove it out here, no worries, 0 blow-by still, motor's running great, just running it up to temperature at the moment, making sure that everything's all good, no leaks, but everything just looks fantastic, sounds great. Super responsive and snappy. Holy crap, there you have it. It's all done. Things pieced back together for what is hopefully the last time for a long time. Still a couple of things to tidy up. For the most part though, that thing is done, and we may be drifting this weekend at round 3 of the South Australian Drift Series. Looks like they just opened up the borders, so see how we go. But regardless, the E36 is back up and running, which is what I told you guys I would have done by the end of this video, and I'm f***ing pumped on this engine. We're not completely out of the woods, I guess. I need to run it on the track and make sure that the helicoils hold up, but it really does seem good. The head torqued down beautifully, the whole thing went together well, and like I said, not a whisper blow-by. And the thing is so crisp, so crisp. Look, we didn't lose completely with the other engine that we bought because the head is super fresh, right? We've got a fresh, new head on this good block, ARP studs, we're good to go. So look, fingers crossed that this is the unicorn motor that we needed. I know you guys are probably pretty sick of seeing the E36 drift prep content now, so really keen to move on to the next bit of content that we're going to have for the channel. Still unsure about the RX-7, but the 280ZX build is very fast incoming. We're heading to Damon's workshop and we're going to be turboing that thing, which I'm just ridiculously excited about. Also going to tear down the M52b25 to see what happens to that, and we'll also tear down this other motor that we put in that was bung as well, because as we probably know, it's cracked rings, but I feel like I may time cert that block, which is steel inserts, which is supposed to be better than helicoils, and build a 3 litre in the alloy block. I hope you guys enjoyed this frickin' insane video. It's probably going to be a pretty long one. I hope you enjoyed seeing me slip over in oil and almost frickin' kill myself. Not sure whether I broke my toe yet from that, but I'll find out this week at the doctor's. But hey man, it's all blood, sweat and good times here. Thank you guys for sticking around, thank you for watching. Hit that like button if you feel like you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Come on man, hit that subscribe button. Support the people like me who make free content for you guys. And I will see you guys in the next video. Hell frickin' yeah. You! Peace!